Hi, everybody. Welcome to the only podcast that requires you to light a match to get rid of the smell after you listen to it. It's a stinky program. It's Monday night, Memorial Day, 10:30-ish, rolling up on it, cruising into it, laid back. I want to say this. So many things that I want to talk about tonight, both silly and real. A lot of stuff to talk about in the entertainment business. Holy shit. We've got Monique and DL Hughley having a full-on dick measuring contest on the internet. We've got Ethan Klein, who we talked about a couple episodes back. Big YouTuber, 3+ million people or some shit. Suspended from YouTube for asking people to do some really horrific things. Somebody says in the chat, Moody, I believe, here. Enjoying this frame rate from the 1920s. It says we have an excellent connection now. So I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this to be a boondoggle on your Tuesday over there. But you live on one of the most bandwidth restrictive places on the goddamn planet. Now, I do believe you that this is on my end. It says here now that we're having trouble. YouTube says excellent. I don't know what to believe. I think I left my new MacBook Pro sinking downstairs, and it's causing internet jumbly jupe. So that's trouble. People hating our new intro song, saying it's a copy of Queen and that it blows 6 ways to sunset. I don't know what that means. Make it stop. And that Kids Trap is better. So just take all that into account. I know I will. I'll be up nights. Hey, listen, I don't know where to start tonight. I will say this. We're going to try to do my last 17 videos. The only one that's been full monetized is the one Stephen Branch was on. Maybe somehow that show, we kept everything within the YouTube guidelines. But I want to talk about everything going on in the news. I want to talk about, you can't say there's so many words that if I just say, the algorithm will flag and I won't get advertisers. I'll get the dreaded, your video is not acceptable, the content to most advertisers, and then I don't get the money from the videos. So we're gonna try to do tonight. This is, and as impossible as this is, we're gonna try to do tonight within the bumpers of the YouTube system. I'm not going to say any words that may flag or impede this video for monetization. You can't talk about brain cuckoo. You can't talk about the old bloop because of the, It's crazy what you can't say. I can't even say, I think, honestly, even that I said his name, the guy from H3 podcast, I've said his name, his full name. And I think maybe that could cause demonetization. I shouldn't have said his last name. I might have already fucked it. Do you understand what's happening? Like, this is crazy. So I've gotten into a couple Facebook altercations I'd like to talk about tonight. We have some insane social media tweets I seen to go over. I can't express to you enough as a people how much I would love as a human being to move on from ever mentioning the name of Ty Rivera again. I really would. Yeah, I run into people, and I get it. It's over 2 years now of us watching this loser self-destruct. But I think people, some people who may casually watch this program, people who watch it for sure know that I have a problem and I'm on the verge of a breakdown. But people casually watching are just guessing at that. And I don't care for that. Don't make assumptions. Just kidding. I'm not obsessed with Ty at all. I don't really think about it until it's showtime. Then I pop in, see what he's been up to. I pulled the tweets, an hour before the show. And up until that point, I was just cuddling my dog carcass. My dog died. So now I'm just kidding. I did sell her, though. A lot of people came to me and said, I'll give you $5,000 for your dog. Golden Doodles are super in demand. And I did sell her. So now I have a dog door to spackle over. So very, very upsetting. But I did make a very extravagant purchase, unplanned. And I'm hoping this will get me over the dog, over the fiance leaving, over the general malaise that I've been crestfallen about recently. So I picked up a Tesla Model 3. Your boy is now an electric man. Windows wants to auto restart. I'm going to say snooze. I know how to stay on top of it. I believe Brad is away at doggy boot camp. No. If she knows what's good for her, she's in a flatbed truck on her way to Cozumel. Is this like Pee-wee's Playhouse secret word? Yeah, it's going to be tough. We're going to have to really dance around it. I, for one, am enjoying Ethan's fall. You shouldn't. It all in all, it's an indictment of free speech. And if you want to end up like Moody over there, where you're blaming other people for your internet problems and not seeing Browns on the big screen when you were a little boy, imagine like I can't even get into it today. We just have to dance around all the hot topics, and boy, are there many. Ethan was funny until he went woke. I don't know who it is. I really didn't pay any attention to him until he started getting in YouTube trouble recently. I don't really, YouTube is like Twitter, but for people with shorter attention spans. If you're on YouTube hanging out, you're kind of a loser, but also, at the same time. Hey. So yeah, I got a Tesla Model 3 now, cruising around. Really, really dope. Full electric. I'm not going to get a fast charger. I just charge it super slow charging from my wall. My other car, I haven't sold my other car yet. I need to sell my other car. Can we play the Tesla gap? Can we play the Tesla panel gap game live? It doesn't have too bad. It's not too bad. It is. I will say this. I do notice a wider gap on the passenger side, in between the passenger side, and the C pillar, I believe is the terminology. Than on the driver's side. But it's, by the way, I should mention it's used. It's a 2020 Tesla. Model 3. It's 17,000 miles on it. It's got full self-driving. It's got free supercharging for like another year. So I'm always just hanging out at superchargers smoking cigarettes. You know, you can't hang at a gas station and smoke cigarettes. But you can hang at a supercharger and smoke all day long. It's pretty dope to like be fueling your car with a cigarette. You know what I mean? And the girls drive by and wink and stuff. Kathleen is going to have to reschedule her DUI school Zoom meetings to another night than the podcast. Kathleen's out of the picture. We've moved on to Bernadette. And Bernadette left me again for Rick. You know, I wish she's had happier endings and stories. But let's not get into that. Let's not dwell on that negative stuff tonight. Let's have happy times. I am mad at Lowe's. I have a bone to pick with Lowe's as well. You might say, Patrick, you have so much going on in your life. I've spent more money than I have this past week. So I was also I had some contractors in to build out a room. This sounds so bougie and white. I had some contractors in to build a wall and a door and build out a room. I had a loft area and it was kind of unusable space and I wanted it closed off to make like another room. You know what I mean? Let's turn this into something. I'm thinking either a fish tank or a yoga studio or a yoga studio for fish. So I hire this guy, this contractor, to come in. I've seen pictures of his work. He does great. He comes in, he builds this wall out, puts the door, paints the door, matches all the other doors in the house. Bernadette. I like that. That's funny. Can you make it deliver food for you with full self-driving? I don't have the beta yet. I don't have the full self-driving beta. I'm a new Tesla driver. You have to get like a driver score. It takes time. I don't fully understand all that yet. I'm going to go on a road trip with it very soon. I'd like to do some cross-country skiing. So I got to get up to the mountains before the snow melts. So I have this contractor come in, and then like the next day, he has this texture guy come in. So I got a knockdown texture on my walls. You architectural buffs will know what's going on with that. And they have these guys, like, this is what they do, texture. It's like stucco guys. Like, this is specialized shit. It's muscle memory with the pressure and the consistency of the mud you're spraying on the wall. And you got to match it. And when a builder does it to your whole house, it's consistent. So you got a guy coming in and building walls, and you need to texture those walls to match your existing walls, or it's going to look weird. You can't have a smooth wall next to a knockdown textured wall. So this guy comes in, he does all the texturing. So that has to dry overnight. Then they come in the next day and sand it all down. Well, then I go to Lowe's and I get some paint. Now, the color of this paint on my interior walls is a common builder color from Sherman and Williamson. Wilmans? At Lowe's, and it's called accessible beige. Now, I know what you're thinking. Patrick, is this for handicap bathrooms? This color? So it's I guess it's like a builder color they use. It's kind of a weird color. It can look cool, it can look warm. It kind of reflects the light around it, and it's not a bad color for walls. It's fine. I'd go with a gray personally, but the whole house is done in this accessible beige, which I know it's sexy. Stop getting wet. Some people are saying I should get popcorn walls. Yeah. Even the ceiling is knocked down, I notice. It looks solid white, but it's actually the same exact as the walls. It's a very low pile, subtle knockdown. Popcorn ceilings are the worst. I can't imagine popcorn walls. That was a thing though, right? People did have popcorn walls. So that's crazy. So anyway, I bought this color paint before to do touch-ups around the house. Now, the problem is when you know the color, but you don't know the finish. You got your flat, you got your eggshell, you got your satin, you got your semi-gloss, you got your gloss. We talked about this a little bit when we explored Ty Rivera's new apartment. He's doing a podcast from a room that has a very shiny satin or semi-gloss paint on the wall, which you would normally find in a wet room, like a bathroom, laundry room, or behind a kitchen backsplash. Nobody wants shiny walls in their living room. By the way, when you rent a cheap apartment, you'll find that they use that semi-gloss throughout the apartment. It's easy to clean. It's scrubbable. It's almost enamel. You know what I mean? It's got so much acrylic in it. It's hard shelled, like a candy. So, I go down there and I need to get 2 more cans of this stuff to paint the new walls. And I ask for it and I show him the label that I have because I got flat. Now, it might be eggshell, it might be flat on my walls. I'm not sure. Different builders use different things. I bought flat. I touched it up. It's not quite perfect, but it's so subtle that I can't tell if it's the finish or the color. You know, like it's just a couple years old house now. So it might just be the color has faded or gotten dirty or whatever the fuck happens to paint on walls over time. But it's very subtle. You don't really see it. You see it in natural light. So this guy builds these walls. He comes in after all the texture is done and puts these 2 cans of paint up on the wall. He calls me up. He says, hey, I don't think this color's right. And I go upstairs and I look at it and I go, yeah. I mean, you did it all and then tell me the color doesn't match? And he's like, well, we were waiting for it to dry to see if it would dry and match, but it doesn't. So now, like, not only are the new walls the wrong color, completely painted with the first coat, and there's a darker color than what I need. This is like, I don't know, it has a bluish gray undertone to it where the rest of it doesn't. And it's definitely noticeable. And of course, they have to paint the seams where the new wall meets existing walls. So it's gone overlapped. So now I've ruined like 4 other walls and the new walls. So I run down and I grab the can of touch-up paint I bought previously and I go, put some of this on there. And that's the right color. And they say that they're both accessible beige. But then I see that the new ones were mixed with an ultra white base. Now this is like a neon white versus a flat pastel white. Painters know what I'm talking about. If you're not into paint talk, skip ahead 9 minutes because we're just starting. So now I talk to the guy and I'm like, what do we do? I don't know what to do. I'm thinking like, I'll just fucking fix this myself. But also like all the door hardware and the trim's not on yet on the baseboards, the trim around the new door. We might as well do this while we're here doing this, right? So I say, how much more is this going to cost me? I'll start with this leftover paint I have. That's the right color. I'll run to Lowe's, return these fucking cans that this guy fucked up with. This is $48 a can. This infinity paint bullshit. So I go get the new paint. They don't even have the same shit, but they do have one that's the right base. So I buy that, come back, slop that on the walls. It's still, man, I wish it was more perfect, but I guess I'll have to paint the whole room. I think if I paint whole walls with it and did it right down the corner seam, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's not that different. And I might even be able to feather it better to get it to blend. But I don't know. I'm so pissed, I got to pay these guys hundreds more dollars because they've already put down a darker coat. It fucking sucks. My whole Memorial Day, I'm just watching these men. By the way, do a thing that I could do, but I'm too lazy to. I couldn't do the texturing. That's for damn sure. I gotta tell you this. I'm getting really concerned with how smart friends of mine are turning off their brains. You ready to be insulted? Strap in. I saw Tim Heidecker tweet. Not that Tim Heidecker is a friend of mine, but this is just an example. Tim Heidecker tweeted something about what's the difference between Ned Cruz, the senator. I can't even say the name. Do you understand? The whole video will get flagged. The congressman, the lawmaker man from the great state of always bigger place, Texas. Are you allowed to even say that? I'm so scared of YouTube now. He said, what's the difference between him and your mama Sin Plottin? I can't say that guy's name. Guy who did all the boom boom boomsies on 6 + 3 11. Fuck, imagine this world we're building. What are we doing? No, not the one with the patch. That's Ben Shaw. Fucking hell. Something, but it's I don't know what's happened. Now look, I get you not liking a guy. I get you not agreeing with the guy's policies. I get all that stuff. Tim Heidecker doesn't live in Texas, so I don't understand why he gives a fuck about an elected official from another state. But none of these guys ever have a policy argument or something he's done. It's always just and by the way, if you think that he is as bad as your mama been sobbing, what's wrong with your brain? Do you honestly think he wants, anyone hurt or bad things to happen to people? Are you broken? Are you broken? Jose Martinez says only real pros use Bear paint. Bear is garbage. And I hope that's a joke, because if it is, it's very, very funny. Bear is garbage. We'll get to that in a minute. I'd like to finish this. But I've noticed this trend of really just creepy, cringy ad hominem attacks and ganging up on people and beating up on people. There was a video of a guy on the side of the road wearing a Shagga hat. You know the type that Dr. Bump encouraged people to wear when he was president. Ronald Bump. So this guy's on the side of the road waving an American flag, and he's wearing a Shagga hat. Now, this is 2022. I don't know about you. I haven't heard boo from that man, the scared man everyone's scared of. In 8 months, 10 months, a year, I don't know what it's been, but I don't hear from that guy. What I do hear from a lot is people still bitching about him, which is insane. So you have a complex, a real problem in your brain. Maybe he was a comedian making a joke. What's the joke? I'm listening. The problem is At some point, what's happening is you're just regurgitating garbage that doesn't make sense. You're regurgitating nonsensical horseshit that at a point does nothing other than divide everyone further. I noticed this trend with our buddy Daniel Leeds lately, Sheffrey. Because we're friends on Facebook and stuff. And like, I don't know what it is, but like he has kids now. But he's clearly like surrounded himself with some bubble where like the brains aren't on anymore with people. I don't know any other fucking way to say it. So like he posted a meme, and again, it's a meme. So and by the way, all this should be allowed and can be allowed. I'd like to talk about it. I'd just like to question it, because all this stuff is pushing us further and further to polar ends of a self-sustaining incapacity to cooperate on any level for anything ever again. We're so broken brain, the majority of us. And I don't pretend to have all the answers, but it's very weird that so many people have allowed themselves to become little foot soldiers for messages that they don't even understand they're putting out. And here's the example. So Chef posted a meme that, and I imagine, and by the way, these are all people who like, if you're a Republican, get off my page. If you support something, get off, get out of here. Like, I don't want anybody, if you believe this, unfriend me now. Like those kind of people. They like build their bubbles and fortify them. I am Iron Cake. And you just end up like, so the meme he posted was like that guy, Ned Pruse. And we have Sword and Scale saying, joke's on you. The YouTube algorithm now raps in order to be more inclusive. So it can distinguish words that rhyme. Tommy Salami popping in as usual. I need to spray from seed tonight. Spray some seed. That might have ruined my whole algorithm. Do you think he's going to talk about Nick Starr? 100%. Slides are loaded up. So we posted a meme of Ned Pruse saying something about like one thing. I think the quote was essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, one thing we can all agree of is that schools should have like locked doors and only one way, only one point of ingress. During school, especially, I would imagine. I don't know about you. I thought this would have been done about 24 years ago when we all went bowling for soup. Remember that movie? Anyway, during the old 1998 ba-bing bong bang, I thought a common sense thing that would have been done from that moment forward is like, hey, how about we lock any doors that happen to be around. And then the next shot of the meme below it was a shot from the Breakfast Club. The guy's like, then like, what do we do in case of a fire? So Chef posted that like, LOL, like, they never think about these things. These idiots, they want to lock the doors. It's like, these are the same idiots who like scream about a wall not being a good idea. It's like, what? Literally everyone has a fence and a wall around their valuables, So it's like, I'm not saying it's the solution or that means I'm racist or that is the one answer to everything and solves the whole problem. everywhere. But like you acting like walls are crazy and don't work is also intellectually dishonest. Right? Right. Okay. So that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to just have real. We constantly say in this country, like, we need real open and honest dialogues. And then we proceed to constantly censor everyone. It's like, no, you don't. You don't want open and honest anything. Turns out a teacher had propped the back security door open for an unknown reason. Yeah, I mean, that's a mistake, though. So when you post this meme up as like a gotcha, you know, owning the right or whatever you fucking want to call it, I'm not saying you can't post memes. But what you essentially say is, I'm playing dumb. I don't like that guy from Texas. So I'm going to make him look dumb with an intellectually dishonest argument. Your argument is like, we can't lock the doors. What if there's a fire, you idiot? And it's like, you know, as well as I do, there's doors that lock on one side and not the other side. Every JCPenney in town has these doors, you know? And do I think that sometimes somebody will go around and let somebody into the movie theater? Sure. But it's a very common sense thing that can be implemented for almost no cost probably across the country and should be policy. You know. So whatever, if you want to play dumb. Now, somebody called him out and was like, why can't we lock doors? That's fine. If you don't like Dr. Pruz, fine. But making fun of him for that, it's like when people like go after Trump for something that he didn't do, but you made it up that he did. You know, he said, fuck, I said his name. Fuck. Dr. Grump. When you go after Professor Grump for like, oh, he said that we should all stick breech into our arms. It's like, no, he didn't. You've just told yourself that and surrounded yourself with so many people that you believe that now. If you do a little fact checking, you'll find out who really said that. I get all my political views, Bitcoin investing advice, and housing advice from a lunatic in Vegas who brags about buying a Kia and wants to have the neighbor's children over. So first date or nah. What does that mean? What does that mean? You want to have a first date with me? And by the way, that Kia is a very nice car. You making fun of somebody who wants to buy the Kia EV6 is, that's harder to get than a Tesla. I'll tell you that. So, come on. Isn't this the same dude that fell for the fake pregnancy bit? Sounds like he's not too bright. Chef? Yeah, so then it goes on and like somebody says a point like, well, why lock the doors is pretty common sense. You can lock them on one side and not the other. And then he goes, Chef pipes in and he goes, it shouldn't be easier in this country to buy projectiles than it is to buy Benadryl over the counter. This fucking meme that goes around every 2 minutes too. So, hard owns. But that proves the point even more because now what is it about? Is it about that locking the doors is a dumb idea? Because that was all you posted. Making fun of the concept of locking doors. Then when pressed about it, now you switched over to Benadryl and ba-boom, boom, booms. Okay? Then it gets into it more. I just posted that I think it's weird for someone who installs baby gates for a living to think that locking doors is a dumb idea. You know what I mean? Literally, what you do for a living is barriers and locking mechanisms. Literally. So, okay. So then Chef replies to me and then deletes the whole post. The whole post. Now, this is the other trend. So I messaged him like, hey, man, I didn't see your reply. First of all, everyone on there was having like a calm, rational discussion. People had different opinions and nobody was fighting or anything. But somebody pushed back on Chef. So he took his ball and went home. And then I was texting him. He's like, I've learned to not post things. People just, I'm not going to share political opinions. It's like, why? That was literally the calmest political argument I've ever been in on Facebook. But it wasn't going all his way. Just affirming him for no reason. What you said, what you posted was dumb. So if a few people are going to call you out on that it was a dumb post. Then he's like, I like Breakfast Club. I thought it was funny. It's like, it isn't though. It makes you look dumb. Furthermore, because of the bubble that you're in, now you've perpetuated these dumb ideas to other people. It pushes them farther away from. Why do you hate this guy in Texas that you don't even know? Because there was a power outage and he went on vacation. You know he's in the legislative branch, right? You know he has nothing to do with any sort of executive actions or, hey, run all the power stations 24/7. Let's get it. Like, he has nothing to do with any of that. Now, if there's a policy he enacted, something that's his fault that caused the grid to not have sufficient whatever, let's talk about it. But all you have to say is he went on vacation while his power was out and his state was frozen. It's like if you had a car or a plane, you probably would too. Also, maybe he had a family vacation scheduled for months. Yeah, but it doesn't look good to just leave your people. It doesn't look good? Who gives a fuck? I'd argue we've become way too obsessed with how things look and feel as a nation. We've kind of let the lookers and feelers run things for a while now, and they've been wrong about everything. The place is rotting, turning to shit. You know, it feels right. Doesn't look good to go and take off. I don't give a shit. Does he have a responsibility? Is he supposed to go home and pedal a bike so your fridge goes on? What are you talking about? And he messaged me. He's like, can we at least agree that guy is a giant piece of diarrhea? And I said, probably not. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know him or his policy or what he's, enacted or not enacted. I know A.D. Bryant plays him on SNL. I know that he's fat and looks silly. Is this where we're at? The guy on the side of the road in the NAGA hat waving an American flag. Bikers stopped. Woman filming this on TikTok. Bikers stopped, cracked his flag in half, popped his tires, and dented the bejesus out of his truck and ran him out. He had to drive off on flat tires. The crowd went crazy. Now, why is that okay? Because he's bad. His ideas are wrong. We don't agree with him. And as long as we're morally right, anything we do, violent, destructive, abusive, toxic, all forgivable, means to an end. It's very, very insane to post that on TikTok, to cheer when that happened. It's violence to a man. It's pure violence. What's happened? The stuff happened at the school. It immediately all turns into political arguments. There's so many things to be done, I'm sure. Nothing is perfect. Most of the people arguing about it all have zero idea what they're talking about. I'll tell you that 100%. If you use the words, okay, you know how there's a band called Salt and Pepper? So you've got, you could have a pepper and you can have a salt. So if you have one of those kinds of waffles, a pepper and a salt waffle. So if you have a salty waffle and a salt waffle, if you talk about that a lot and say those words a lot, 100% you're a nut. Lock the door is pretty simple. Yeah, of course. I mean, duh. And if you think that's a dumb idea, you're not honest or you're dumb. We've let the lookers and feelers run thing for 2 years and the place is rotting. Yes. It was going that way before. Just hasn't been good. So oh God, this is very difficult. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Isn't a salty waffle a frat initiation thing? Yeah. If your solution to this is to get rid of all the bing bong bangs in the country, and by the way, if you're not in America, fuck off. You don't like you just. Ugh. You shouldn't be in this chat if you're not in America. Get out of town, okay? But it's like the dumb idiots who screamed for a year. If everybody would just go to the Walgreens and get the jabbies. If everybody would just go do that, we'd be past this. Well, the science has proven you're an idiot. That's not how it works. Didn't Jimmy Kimmel just get his, 9th round of the old So everybody who's been, including myself, who's been booped and still got it, that didn't fucking work, idiots. But you also have a broken brain because you think in your head, at some point we could get everyone to just do this. It's like, you live in the same planet as me, right? In the same country, and you think you can get everyone to do anything? Are you dumb? Are you dumb or broken? Fix yourself and readjust. We just have to get all the bang bangs off the street. What? It ain't gonna happen. Oh, I knew you were pro. Boom, boom, boom. No, I'm not. I'd like to work on things that can occur. And you have your head up in pie in the sky town. So look, I'm all for like doing something and doing many things, probably. Again, I've told you guys what the problem with everybody is. It's up here. It's what this hat says. Pick up your own copy over at nobodylikesonions.com/store. All new merch for the summer. You're going to look great. Some guy recently bought every shirt under the sun, every color. So that's going to be in someone's closet. They're going to look great. It's way too much, if you ask me. It's a matter of statistics. 350 million plus people plus even more babooms equals more kids. Blank every once in a while. Down in the dirt. I mean, I guess. It means more everybody's kids, adults, everything. There are less. Look, so there are more sales, while sales of may be up in the past 2 years. The number of, and this could be wrong, in fact, anything I ever say, like check. And by the way, if I'm wrong, come back and tell me. Don't just call me an idiot under your breath. People correct me all the time. I love it. I like to learn about stuff. But the number of those items in the country is actually lower. Just because more are sold, even more manufactured, doesn't mean that the total number in existence in this country is higher than ever. That's actually not true. But why is everybody so attached to their kids? Knock it off, parents. Yeah, I mean, that's not, again, these are all funny, like, ways to own people on social media. They like Michael Malish. You ever heard of that guy? Tweet like, hey, tweet every one of your Democrat friends and ask them this. And it was like some sick burn. And it's just like, what is wrong with it? Like, you're all concerned with like winning dumb dick measuring burn contests that have nothing to do with fixing anything. You just want to keep your babongs. We should get rid of all the babongs. No, you're not taking my babongs away. It's like, also, that guy's not the one doing anything. Can we focus on the actual fucking problem? That. How dare you? We had a heads up on all these guys, too, by the way. We knew that they were a little bit.
You can call me Nannerpuss.
We knew that. We miss it every fucking time. Every fucking time. 1/3 of Americans own it. That's untrue. Get out of my chat. Show your work. I don't think that's true. I'll tell you this, 6% live in a trailer park. You'll never take my bing bong bong. Enough about it. But I'll tell you this, you're all broken. And then like when you get any sort of pushback on your shit, you delete the posts. This happens a lot. And your acceptance and calling for violence against people who don't agree with you shows your childishness and inability to deal with other ideas that you may not. I don't care how right you think you are. I don't care. Someone disagrees with you and you may be wrong. This goes for all the people, the nuts that want to kill the little people inside of the woe mans. This goes for all the babong nuts. Calm down and really talk. And Chef's uncomfortable. Any pushback, like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's not talk about it. It's like, why? Why? We're not at each other's throats. I'm trying to understand you. You seem very mad at this man in Texas. What's going on? What happened? Oh, he He went on vacation. It's like, I'm not interested in what anyone does in their fucking free time. Just like you wouldn't want him intruding into yours. The fuck is wrong with everybody? He went on vacation while a pipe was frozen. Oh my God, was he the only plumber around? No, he's not even a plumber. Oh. Very weird stuff afoot. I'll tell you that. At some point, this show is just going to magically transition into an after show. If you're not watching live, you won't be able to watch. It'll cut off and give you some commercial for the overdose. So if you'd like to be able to watch after shows all the time, bonus shows, if you've just found the show and you'd like to go back in time, watch every show we've ever done, listen to old shows, join the overdose. It's how we get by here. I don't read ads and do weird shit. Use promo code HOME when you go to nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. And by the way, you don't have to do it on YouTube. You don't have to do it on the RSS feed. There's videos so you can watch on your TV, screencast them up there. Private videos. There's RSS feeds. So if you want to listen in your car, have it automatically come to your podcast app. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. It's how we pay the bills, baby. And now we have a Tesla. We gotta keep the dollars coming in. And I mean a lot. You know, your donations, dump them on me. I want to be very, very rich. I want to have as much money as Eithman someday. Eithman Stein. Oh God, I can't even imagine. We got some good ones. Oh, there's a video release of Alec Baldwin's moments after Rust. Am I being charged? Oh no. That was apparently just released. Here's a video. I'm going to try to not let him say the part that gets us in trouble. This guy, the quartering, has a lot of videos about this guy. I don't know what the beef is. But this is what happened.
Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas?
Can we cut back?
I got a little carried away there. Rewind time. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb.
He says someone should eradicate that place. You know? So a lot of this stuff on that side where they call for violence against the other side. Now look, I'm not saying it doesn't happen on the other side. We've all seen the cohortion clinics. But imagine having to do, like, you can't, any controversial anything. You can't mention that trial that's going on right now with JD and that girl. You heard? Can't say it. Demonetized. I got yellow, 17 in a row. You know, what they don't tell you either. They're just like, your video's not for most people, so we're going to bury it. The National Waffle Association isn't really liked in the Bang Bang community. I mean, it's like everything else. Like there's a faction of nuts who are into anything. It's like people who believe the JJJ is still active and a threat. It's like, okay, you spend your time on that. Guys, I can't say enough about my Satva bed. No, we do have a Casper coupon code, though. I have 3 Caspers here at the house. Very comfortable beds. I sleep on a king size, of course. Not a jabron. My Tesla sleeps on a queen. If you want to get a mattress, head to nobodylikesonions.com/Casper. You know, we don't do ads, but I do take referrals. Nobodylikesonions.com/Casper. I think you save $150 on your mattress. If you don't like the way you sleep, call me personally. I come pick it up. I'm serious. I know a guy. We'll come over. Faction of Nuts. That sounds like an improv troupe name. Thank you, everybody. We are Faction of Nuts. We'll be here next Thursday night. Don't forget to buy a t-shirt or Slinky on the way out. They always sell like a t-shirt or something weird. They always have like a chalkboard sign that reads something wacky. Like, yes, we have no frozen bananas. And you're like, what? Oh, no. We just got us some dollars.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
$5 from Mike Boudoir. I can't say the name of his podcast, The Scale and The Swordsman. He's going to be canceled very, very soon. If you've ever wanted to see a guy throw away his entire kingdom, definitely head over to Swordman Scale and watch a guy drown. Someone should explode boom this podcast. I didn't realize that what you had said was a threat / hate crime. But here we are. Just and look how tough times are. You know, when the great Mike Boudet is dipping down to $5 donations, we're scraping the bottom of the Boudet barrel, the BBB. Maybe you should keep that money for yourself. We all know how crypto has fared these past couple of weeks. If anybody wants to get me anything, I'm looking for a wheel cover. I'm looking for wheel locks and a steering wheel cover, white or wolf gray. Yeah. $5. That's like being rich and sending over a pizza. First of all, a pizza would have cost more. I send over a pizza, please. No one's gonna be mad if that happens. Just gift cards for any Papa John's or better slice of pie would be great. Not gonna be mad at that. Matter of fact, if you want to really ball out, it's Memorial Day. Send over a chef. I'd like them to prepare me fresh dough, a fresh pie, sauce from scratch, simmered with garlic, oregano, black peppercorns, and some wine, perhaps a port. Or don't, just keeping. I bet his Tesla is white or some dumb color. It is white. It is white. Wow. I hate that you A, brought that up, and B, would tell people that I got the cheapest color. I think the white and gray are the free colors now. If you get the red, it's the most expensive. It lets people know. But look, I was buying used, and I was more concerned with the condition of it, the mileage, whether all the cameras work. I park it at near schools and just watch children get on and off buses. Is that gonna flag me? Fuck. Send in your Panda Express gift cards. A PC chef coming up? What does that even mean? What's a PC chef? They're going to cook me a computer? What else? I've drained my swim spa. Completely empty. Just fucking dry docking it like a son of a bitch right now, running the pumps. Clonk, 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 metal clanking. Sounds like a Foley set from Stranger Things out there. Inside industry talk. I'm kind of surprised you got to use Tesla. They're kind of anal about reselling Teslas. What does that even mean? What do you mean they're anal about it? You call Tesla, you tell them I bought it from this person. They delete the account on that person's app. They put it on yours. See all the stuff. Can you make the colors rotate, please? Throw in an ad or two. Come on. No, we're green. Show tonight. These don't even rotate. They're on a set. Vomit color. Drive the Tesla over to the kids, to the Kia dealer so they know what's up.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, baby. Gotta let them know. I pull up at the Kia dealership. I get out. I should have got the Model X with the Gulf wings. All right, let's get into this Monique. So Ethan Klein said that. Let's the National Waffle Association meeting, and those people should all. And he also said that somebody should do a bang bang banging inside of a Walmart. So on the same show, to 3 million people, almost 40,000 live from what I understand, he broadcast that out, calling to action. Someone should go do this. Everyone's so sure that Ronald, the great man, guru, Grump, I have to separate it by that much, called everybody to action on the first month of the year last year. The 6th day. How many times have you heard that? That was the biggest threat to our world ever. How irresponsible of him to do that. So this guy Ethan does it, doesn't get taken off YouTube. People scream about it. Finally, YouTube does something, suspends his account for a week. And he's screaming that he got canceled because right people are triggered about jokes. And it's like, who's... He's saying use actual words. Is this getting annoying to people? I was going to do this the whole show. Try to see. I'm playing with it. I want to know for the SMA algorithm. I know it's annoying. How close are you to driving a Pontiac? Wow. I'm not going to debate it, but Blank's video was taken out of context. What do you mean? I mean, we watched the statement before. He said, what's going on with that meeting over there? Someone should blank that meeting. And then afterwards he said, I was just kidding. I got out of hand there. It's like, I know he was just kidding. Is that not the context? The point is, he's on the side of people clapping at the guy who got his flag broken in half and his tires stabbed. He's on that side now. He obliges those people, the speech soldiers. He applauded when we took down Dr. Peterman. You know? Jordan. Took down those shows, said that guy was a racist, hate monger. Piles on. So when it happens to him, it's kind of karma and self-fulfilling. The mob is turned on you now. It's your turn. You will be held to an increasingly higher standard that you will not be able to adhere to. And eventually they'll swallow you whole. The people you've trained to do that. It's very cringe. And to not have the self-awareness of it when it comes for you is even worse. Monique, the way you're describing current events, it sounds like you're writing biblical passages. Book of Patrick. Maybe we'll name the show The Book of Patrick. Ethan just went through that whole Me Too story about Fresh and Fit that was BS. The dude is through in the next year or two. Hope you had a savings account. Monique. This one's crazy. And my voice is starting to go. Woo. Monique calls out D.L. Hughley. Bias against black women and D.L. Hughley dispute. You're the reason why I fight for my people. The growing beef continues between Monique and D.L. Hughley is no laughing matter. During a performance in Detroit on Saturday, the almost Christmas star. Can I get this? Yeah. The almost Christmas star, whatever that is, an Oscar Award winner delivered a fiery opening. Oh, yeah, Monique won an Oscar for Precious. Running with Chicken. Delivered a fiery opening monologue at the Fox Theater where she was supposed to headline. She said she was supposed to headline. Y'all don't understand the fight I had to go through to stand in front of y'all tonight, Monique told the crowd. Monique alleged that Hughley refused to perform if Monique remained the headliner. That's what the blanking contract says, said Monique. Monique is to be the last person on stage. She is the headliner. That's what I signed the contract for. Hughley took to Instagram to refute Monique's claims. All you have to do is check the order of names on the ticket stub from last night and you'll see who's confused, Hughley said. Against my better judgment over the objections of my team and 4 other occasions where I said no, I decided to take a chance and work with Monique. The Johnson star, I don't know what that is, went on to cite other feuds Monique has had with prominent figures like Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey, and Netflix, the latter of which Monique sued in 2019 for race and gender discrimination. Monique sued Netflix because they didn't pay her as much as Dave Chappelle. Now, whatever you think about the quality or level of their ability, Chappelle signed that contract when he hadn't done shit for 10 years minimum. As far as a special, he had performed. So he was coming out of retirement in a way and demanded a premium for that. He could have shopped that around a million places and had a bidding war. So when he got his 100 million or 200 million or whatever it was for those specials, that was the context of that deal. Monique will do a special. Has Monique turned down specials? Don't get it twisted because you won an Oscar. That's crazy. That's crazy. 2010? 11? What was that? You played a fat black 80 Bryant looking. She had that A. She had them. You know what I'm saying? She had the big one. That H to the Ivo. I can't imagine trying to be a YouTube monetized person. This is exhausting. And I'll probably still get flagged. Did you know King James was a fan of Shakespeare? That's why the Biblio sounded like that. Shakespeare was 46 when the Bible was published. Okay. I don't know how true any of this is, but I believe it. I believe anything anyone tells me. Did you know 1 in every 8 people own some size of gummy bear? This gets weirder. At some point, it can't be everyone else. It's you, Hughley continued. Lesson learned. I didn't have anything against Monique. People paid a lot of money to laugh, not to hear your contract. So Hughley says check the order of the tickets. The lineups on the tickets. It's on the marquee. USA Today reached out to Monique and Hughley's representative for comments. Monique responded to Hughley with her own Instagram post Monday, in which she called out the comedian for messing with people who have never messed with you and once considered a comrade. The fact that you point people to the ticket stub for the order of the names versus to your contract implies you don't have a contract that shows you are the headliner like I do. Either show your contract or be quiet. She added, but I thank you, DL, because you're the reason why I fight for people like I do. DL Hughley says all you have to do is check the order of names on the stub. Okay, this again and again. Hughley offered a followed-up response, posting a photo of what appears to be a deal memo from UTA for his performance, where it says that Hughley will be the last person on stage, will headline, shows the lineup here. Josh Adams, Ada Rodriguez, Monique, DL Hughley, in that order. So that's what it shows. DL Hughley closing, headliner. Artist has the approval of the lineup. And DL says, after this, I don't want to hear no mo about this. Here it is in black and white. The only thing blacked out is personal info. Then Monique says, that's a deal memo, not a contract. What are you doing? So then Monique posts a contract that's almost identical, showing a different lineup, same logo, where Monique's headlining. So now what? She's got emails, receipts, shows the lineup that DL posted. She's saying that's a deal memo. What I'm posting is a contract. It has signatures. Do you see any signatures on his shit? No. So she's showing the initials, signatures. So who do we believe in this? And do we care? The fact is, both of your managers didn't think you were doing well enough to headline on your own. And they both thought you would mutually get something out of it to have each other's name on the bill. Now, Monique is an Oscar winner. DL Hughley, better comedian. Phenomenal actor too, DL Hughley. But I've heard bad stories about DL before, that he's not easy to get along with. But I've also heard Monique. You just heard Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, Netflix. Is she easy to get along with? You know? And by the way, what is this, cockfight all about? This is insane. To do in front of your fans and stuff. It's like this is ghetto Baby Shark stuff.
Baby shark do baby shark do baby shark do baby shark.
You don't know I'm gonna pink fong after me for that? Some sort of copyright issue. Never ends. Guys, I think it's time for a little segment called Tweets I See. Oh, it's been a long week. Let's look at some tweets that I personally had seen. This is a group on Facebook that I think will be an interesting dive we could do, maybe in an after show. But it involves a comedian named Nico Lukoff, who started a group at the beginning of the pandemic called Displaced Comedians. Now, when the pandemic hit, I was in Australia. I was supposed to go to Asia and do some shows, Singapore and stuff, and I had to rush home before flights stopped so I could get home for the pandemic. And I haven't done anything international since then. But this guy created this group, Displaced Comedians, for comedians that got stuck in other countries and stuff, couldn't get home, needed a place to hunker down. It started to become this weird breeding ground for crappy Zoom shows, and eventually attracted all these wannabe comedians who, I've thought about doing it, but now that the pressure's off and I can just tell some jokes on Zoom and get sympathy laughs, I don't have to go anywhere and actually try. This is great. I'll call myself a comedian. So some guy wrote, going off on Dat Fan, long paragraph just screaming about Dat Fan. And I wrote, oh my gosh, somebody get this guy a women's feminine hygiene product. Am I right? All caps, 20 question marks, very clearly like poking fun at this guy for being such an emotional nudge, but also at the same time letting people know I'm being satirical and asking to get him a sanitary product that he would insert in himself. So then like 9 white knights jumped on me, comics like, oh my God, like how misogynistic, way to take us back in a time machine and da-da-da-da. And then a girl comes, and then I just kept posting like, memes of them being trolled, like, oh, like shit like that. And then this girl posted like, how dare you? What, were you born in the 50s? Like, don't talk to people like that. And you're insulting all like really seriously, took it seriously. And I just posted, beat it, broad. Now, this Nico Lukoff guy who started the group comes on, and this is a real post he wrote. If you want to be in this group, apologize and convince me you mean it, or GTFO right now. This guy isn't joking. He wields that kind of power. He thinks like this. I don't know this guy. I guarantee he's an open mic piece of shit. I have no idea. I've never even looked into him. He must have nothing real in his life and no talent. Because how are you posting? You better apologize right now, and you better make me think you mean it, or get out of the group. He runs the group. And as you see, I just wrote back, LOL. Imagine anyone ever, like what? It's a group of comedians, and it's the wokest, dumbest, brokest group you've ever seen in your life. But the Parkers was an A+ show. Never saw it, but it sounds great. Yeah, but aren't you being small, spooned by your tiny wife because you miss your dog? I don't have a wife. I don't have a dog. I have a Tesla and a new room. Keep up. I won't be trolled again. I won't be trolled again. Stepped away. The Las Vegas. No. This is called Displaced. CF is one of the slowest guys. They have to explain things 9 times to. I can't. I already do things in a slow narrative way. Ask people. The fact that you can't keep up means you're broken. Next tweet I see. James Heskey. This might sound familiar. Boom. The NRA fucking nuke ICE, the organization. Stuff you put in your tea, iced tea. Again, this is the same thing Ethan just got suspended of, and now you see this tweet has been deleted. This coincides with the story I told about Chef, where it's like, once it's pointed out these people's hypocrisy or differing opinion, they delete it. They get rid of all the evidence. It's very weird. And I just call them out on it. Like, these people are unhinged. James Heskey is politically unhinged. I watched him at my house. We were all live. You remember the show? Go back and watch it in the Overdose. It's available. Election night, back in 2016, a full-on meltdown, crying, shaking, freaking out. It's like, what's happened? Patty Melt, people have lost their effing minds. I've been banned from baseball boards for making a comment about a player that offended the moderator. Yeah, we had a moderator of the Las Vegas comedians group tell people that if they didn't have the poke, and he found out, they would be kicked out of the comedy group. It's like, how is this going to age well? Do you think what you're doing is morally even neutral? Like, what's happened to everybody in your ability to tolerate any sort of pushback anywhere? I usually rewatch this on double time to get into a human being's pattern of speech. Forgive me for showing up live. You show up live every week. Every week you're confused. When we met you, you thought Ty was a respected comic in town. Okay? You're being pink-pilled. It's over, but don't freak out. So I just call out Heskey's bullshit. I'm so sick of blank bang bang violence. Nuke anyone who fucking disagrees. End anyone who doesn't think like me. And then just, of course, what's the guy's name from The Office? Michael? Jim? Like, do you understand your hypocrisy? They don't. Spoiler alert, they never do. Oh, fuck. This was in Ty's chat room. Oh, wait, here's another example of something Chef posted weeks ago, at least a week ago. He says, still accurate, and post this. According to ours, it's not my right to choose, I can't have a baby. But I can have the blank kid refuse poking it. And if it blanks them, ends them, or other kids, fine. I can't end a severely disabilitied babe. But if I have kids and they and from lack of health assistance, that's also fine. It's like, so this is, I don't even know where to start. It's like, first of all, what? You know what I mean? Like, according to these people, it's not my right to, it's like, you've just put everyone in a box. And like, if this was a parlay, you've made like nine picks. And in your brain, all the people on that side that you don't like. See, again, CF's behind. He thinks I'm having trouble reading. He showed up late. He doesn't get what we're doing. He doesn't understand why I'm fumbling through the words. This guy isn't out of it. We don't want you anymore, CF. We've decided. We've taken it. Look, type 1 if you want CF to stay. Type banana if you want him out. We'll wait 1 minute. But CF, you know, you sound insane. This is real baby shark stuff by Pink Font. I have to say that now. Posting this kind of shit makes you look dumb. And again, Chef's one of my best friends. If we can't talk about this and be honest and have a discussion, then it's dumb. But Chef's one of my best friends, but this is brainwashed Yenta posting. This is hand-wringing basic wine mom shit. This is wine mom, hand-wringing worry porn. Stop it. Stop it. He's pretty funny. One, Banana Man, Orange. I love CF. Okay, he can stay. But I'm going to call him out every time he says something dumb. Believe that. Ty Rivera posted this. It's one of the cringiest things I've ever read. I was still going to call her to wish her a happy birthday. I'm still waiting on a response. After posting a screenshot of this tweet, I just found out my mom has a cell phone. I asked my dad for her number. He said he has to call her to find out if he can give it to me. All this is true, which is why I love my family so much. By the way, I'm waiting to find out if I'm getting the number. So his mom gets a cell phone. His mom, remember, he made her wrap her van in Ty Rivera social media and pictures and website and stuff, marketing. His mom gets a cell phone for the first time. Remember, they're in their late hundreds. He's 72. And he has to, her dad won't even give her dad. His dad won't even give his mom's cell phone number to him without checking first. This is how annoying this guy is. This is how annoying this guy is. Is there a PC chef here? Wine Mom Mondays. Oh my Lord. I can't imagine this being real, posting about it and being like, this is cool. This is my family. We crazy, y'all. It's like, no. Your family sounds sensible. Like, I wouldn't want somebody giving my number out to you. By the way, I heard through the grapevine, Butch Bradley wants to sit down and talk. Let me just say this. Butch Bradley, if you want to talk to me, you have my number. Say whatever you want to say. You have my email. It's the same one that you used when you booked me to work in your comedy club and didn't pay me. Just use that if it's available. Don't bug my friends telling them to tell me that you want to talk. I can't imagine involving someone else in your inability to be a man and stand up for what you fucking said. Imagine me tapping a friend of mine on the shoulder and saying, you tell Butch Bradley, get a hold of me. Oh! This is why I love my family. On the next, Unfathered. Killer. Love that. Moving on. Ty Rivera, the Vegas comedy scene is on the uptick. What you're witnessing right now is the less talented trying desperately to hold their positions. Too bad those positions are feature and host. There's new shows springing up. 6 comics in Vegas just got specials offered to them from Laugh After Dark. None of these people are Ty Rivera. Ty Rivera, again, remember, does one show in town. It's at a Thai restaurant at 11 p.m. on a weeknight. Okay? And I mean W-E-A-K. Any night Ty does comedy is a weeknight. You feel me? So in this tweet, the Vegas comedy scene is on the uptick. Day later, this manic fucker posts this. I'm getting ready to cut almost everyone off soon. People, and more specifically comedians, are more trouble than they're worth. A minute ago, everything was on the uptick. The cream was rising to the top. Not anymore. PSA, stop buying Instagram followers. If you have 20K followers and between 2 and 10 likes per post, it's pretty obvious. I know growing organically takes minutes, but it's worth it. This is the guy obviously buying YouTube views on everything he puts up. Everything. Again, self-awareness with this stuff. And then tried to buy Facebook likes on my Facebook page to make it look like I'm buying likes. So maybe he posted that and then tried to make this about me. When he's the one who bought, I don't know if he's the one who bought him. I didn't buy him. And my Facebook started getting like robots, like millions of, all foreigners. Over 1,000. As if I do anything on Facebook and would spend time doing that. What's your game? Nick Starr, our buddy, remember a while ago, posted, I just got my diagnosis email. Early onset Alzheimer's, his diagnosis email. We covered all this, but I wanted to refresh. He was in Cancun and checked in to this resort in Cancun, Mexico, when he got his email diagnosis. Okay? Days later, he posts, over a week ago, I fell at a C note and busted my knees. A week later, they aren't any better. Might need to go back to the U.S. for healthcare. I walk with a cane now. I thought you went to Mexico to get diagnosed for Alzheimer's. Now you might have to go back to the U.S. for knee surgery or something because you walk with a cane now. So you have a cane and Alzheimer's. You're pretty much the Monopoly guy, you know, hobbling around Cancun on Grindr, you know, just like, you want to come back to my place and reach things on top shelves that I forgot was up there? What's your pitch to fuck now, you know? With a cane and Alzheimer's. How do you get a man to come back and have a good time at your place? Also, he got divorced. So I think he's going through it right now. But he got divorced, ran off to Cancun, some kind of lawsuit or something. A day later, I guess I'll infect my Facebook friends. I just lost the game. The game's a mental game where the objective is to avoid thinking about the game itself. Thinking about the game constitutes a loss, which then must be announced each time. This is one of the earliest memes of the show. Back in 2005 with Hollywood Adam, our original co-host. I brought it up on a recent show. He's been listening. He was in the chat room. And now he's, again, taking this personality upon himself. And I thought you had Alzheimer's. How are you remembering a thing? I don't want to call BS on a fake ailment, but why are you checking in to this resort to explain the game? I only listen to rules of games from guys who check in. Okay? Day later, checking into Cancun, Quintana Roo. Signed a lease for an apartment in Cancun. Now to figure out the leasing process. Oh, no. You signed? Oh, the visa process. Sorry. Signed a lease for an apartment in Cancun. And now I need to figure out the visa process. So he's obligated to pay for this apartment in Cancun. I imagine 6 months, a year. I don't know how their calendars work. But he hasn't even figured out if he's allowed to stay and what the visa process is. Do you want to become a citizen of Mexico? Okay. In Ty's open mic last week, he typed this when one of our operatives said, very talkative Mike. Ty just piped in. Remember, he's in the chat the whole open mic. When he's not piping up in the room, he's piping up in the chat. He says the rule is if they're spending money, they're allowed to talk. So again, just an awful open mic. You can't say, no, they're allowed to run their mouths constantly while our comics are on stage as long as they're buying a cerveza. It doesn't make sense. Ty Rivera retweeted. I think a lot of folks assume they are hated for their sexuality, race, gender, when in reality they're just unlikable beeps. Can't? Ty Rivera retweeted that. That's all. Just wanted you to see that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't usually tweet my own horn. But here we go. Patrick Melton, May 24th, day after an incident, national trage. Your anger about babangs is misdirected. It's all head stuff. It's all head stuff. 2,500 people end from love from chest muscle complications every day, and no one is trying to get Costco to stop selling churros. Knock it off. Now, look, just a tweet. Follow me on Twitter, PMelt. Basically saying, if you really care, because the whole thing is about the lives. If you really cared, we'd start at the top and work our way down, right? Like you just would. You'd care about what happens every 17 minutes on the south side of the windy town, right? If you really cared. So I tweeted that May 24th. 2 days later, Josh Denny tweets, chest muscle complications and diabetes are the number one killers in the country, but no one is suggesting fitness checks for you buy a Big Mac, are they? So he hacked me. 2 days later, he hacked me. Literally took him 4 days for that hot take. Took me one. You tell me who's quicker, Big Macs or Costco's? Churros or Denny's? Going on with Denny. He threatens going to start posting jokes from the notebook for super followers every day. You can subscribe and pay him for super tweets. If you're looking for an avenue to support Josh Denny, don't worry. There'll be plenty. Not just now. The ones that are here now will be gone in a couple weeks, and I'll have all new avenues of gross audio for you to support. Gonna start posting jokes from the notebook. Here's one for free. My appendage is the exact size that women who are willing to sleep with me deserve. You know? Just fucking killer shit.
God.
Can't even do it. Josh Denny tweets, this is why I have no interest in being a club comedian, because Rich Voss got in trouble at a Canadian comedy club. American comedians, racist remarks, something about Rich Voss. There's no loyalty to the craft or principles. That's why you're not a club comedian? Have you ever even done clubs? That's why you're not a club comedian? Yeah. It's the same reason I don't do arenas, you know? They never have Gatorade. It's like, what? Oh, God. This is why I don't do clubs. Yeah, that's why. There's a reason George Carlin wasn't a regular at the Improv. It's like, first of all, I'm pretty sure he was. Second of all, what? This is also a new trend I've noticed. I don't know. Look, I don't know how social media works at all, clearly. You've seen how many people are watching right now. Hi to all 27 of you. But I don't know what it is. Josh Denny, 2 or 3 times every tweet retweets it. Usually in the same day, he'll retweet the same tweet 3 times. And I guess this exposes it to more people. He's figured that out. Remember, he's always been the master of nothing. So he's over here on Twitter. This was in the same hour. Women always whine about wanting equality, but they hate it when I try to sit on their faces. It's like, and then he had to retweet that within an hour. He had to get it out. People are gonna need to see this one again. So I noticed he's doing this a lot now. I just wanted to bring that up. Here it is again, of course, immediately right after this isn't out of order on a timeline. This is a shot of his timeline. He just retweets stuff. After our exhaustive yard sales this month, yard sales? Are we still doing that? I thought it was like trick-or-treating where we were afraid everything we got was going to have razor blades in it. We're still doing yard sales? Because what? You want someone's old ham radio or a broken copy of Star Fox? What are you picking up at yards? What are you selling at yards? I look around at the things that I don't want and go, I can't imagine someone else paying any amount of money that this would be worth it for me to even list. After our exhaustive yard sales this month, plural, yard sales. By the way, he doesn't have a yard. He lives in a 2nd-story apartment in Burbank at the end of a cul-de-sac next to a school, which someone should investigate. How do you know, Patrick? I used to live in the same apartment 12 years ago. Well, you and Josh Denny were roommates? No, he moved in after I moved out because I was like, I'm out of here. This place is depressing. He's like, I'd love it. Not only would I love it, I'd love to stay here for a decade. Imagine the amount of pepperoni on the walls. So after our exhaustive yard sale, sorry, I keep getting distracted. We still have a bunch we're selling. So in other words, it didn't go well. We still have a bunch we're selling to spring clean our spare room. There's a bunch of designer stuff in here, including some brand new Dior. Where's Josh Denny getting all the brand new Dior stuff? We're going to go check out his eBay in a minute, but there's more. As always, you can get full episodes ad-free, as well as the talking shit bonus by joining my On Locals community. So, super tweets, On Locals, if you want the bonus talking shit shows. What else? Oh, don't forget this week's Jankum podcast with the one and only Not Mike Harlow. It's like, who? This gay underwear model? It's like, what? So we've got Jankum. We've got Locals. We've got super tweets. We've got talking shit. We've got everything over. He's going to do a show in Orlando with Anthony Cumia and Gavin Newsom. It's like, what the fuck? And then he says on his Twitter, like, if you want us in other cities, let me hear you holler. It's just like, no one. But like, Cumia doesn't have guys who know enough to know that he's got no pull. Last one. We're auctioning off. First of all, this is a retweet. Of course. It's time. We're auctioning off the infamous Chipotle jeans and donating 50% to No Kid Hungry. Any interest in matching what we raised? Chipotle tweets. And then it says the infamous Chipotle jeans. Now, for people who are going the infamous Chipotle jeans, I follow Chipotle pretty closely. I didn't hear about this. Josh and his wife picked up a Chipotle. He carried it out to his car. He put it on his lap. Apparently he has designer jeans. The Chipotle burrito leaks out of the foil and out of the bag onto his jeans. He posts a photo of it on Twitter saying, "You ruined my $400 jeans, Chipotle," while they're still wet and dripping with guac. And then, like, he washes them and they're fucking fine, but he's got to stamp his foot down. Of course, Chipotle's not buying him $400 jeans. They're like, $400 jean people don't come here to eat. They certainly don't carry out. I have it on good authority. Jay Leno eats 13 Chipotles a month. He doesn't pick up one in store. He has them delivered. I know what you're thinking, Patrick. Maybe he was having them delivered. Maybe he was actually delivering them himself. We know Josh Denny is an Uber guy. Probably cutting out to Overdose here any second. So if you're watching this on a recorded line, this is the end for you. Join the Overdose if you want to see the rest. Again, use promo code HOME to get a deal. Hey, if you've been enjoying this show, thanks so much for watching. But we have to give something to our paying members, so we're going to cut it off here and send you over to the Overdose. What's the Overdose? It's like a creepy little members-only place where we do deeper dives. I get a little looser. There's some surprise shows, some secret shows, some stuff like that. So if you want to watch those, you're going to have to join the Overdose and head on over there, okay? You get access to our entire back catalog of shows that we've ever done, going back to 2005 here at the Nobody Likes Onions program. We don't do annoying ads, so your only support is through your monthly contribution, okay? And we also have your back. It's like insurance from all the creeps out there, okay? Full show archives, secret RSS feeds, full show video, 15% off on all merch in our store, and more. Head over now. Nobody